Isaiah Lee back in action, in full effect, ready to break the mold. No, it's not really that serious. Actually, what could happen, or it's possible that he may take a plea deal in his case that he's been charged with involving Dave Chappelle. So if you don't know the story, go over it quick. He tackled Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle and his people then proceeded to beat him into a bloody pulp. Then the state decided that they were going to charge him with various crimes. Misdemeanors and felonies were included in this, like battery, possession of a weapon with intent. Uh, I believe something about being on a stage when you're not supposed to be on a stage. I've never heard of that charge before, but it's interesting as well. Anyways, he came out and said that his reasons for doing this were because of his sexuality, and there were jokes about pedophilia, and he had been molested, and mental health issues, and da da da. Well, the prosecution took all this in, and they said, you know what? We are willing to drop all of the felony charges and only charge you with the misdemeanors. One charge has already been totally taken out as a felony because, according to the prosecution or the DA, they said that because the weapon that he had was still folded in, the knife was folded in, that they don't think it was assault with a weapon with intent or whatever that charge was. So what do you think, man? Plea deal. Do you give him a plea deal? Because Dave Chappelle's lawyer is not having any of it.
No, of course not. I don't think that you do that at all. I think that you make an example of him. You said that he had a knife, but it wasn't out, right?
Right. He had like the replica gun that had like a knife that could come out of it.
Yeah, no, he could have killed Dave Chappelle.
It was retracted though, is what the prosecution or the DA, I believe, is saying.
Yeah, that's fine. But the point is he got close enough to tackle Dave, right?
Mhm.
So if he did have it out, he could have stabbed him in the neck. He could have stabbed him in the face. No, he shouldn't get any plea deal. They should make an example of him.
The thing that confuses me is usually when they give plea deals, it's because they feel like they don't have enough evidence to get a charge. It's either that or they just don't feel like it's important enough to spend money to go through with a trial. It's one of those two things.
Look, at the end of the day, he got his ass kicked. So that's a lesson right there, right? And then just give the guy his jail time and then just call it a wrap. Like you can go for you could shoot for the stars, try to give him every maximum possible, which would be great. But just give him his jail time and move on. Like who he already got beat up really, really bad. Typically, that is a deterrent for someone like this. Like, as far as is he a criminal? Does he have a criminal past?
Well, the latest breaking news, they had to postpone another hearing, a probable hearing that he might have coming up. They postponed that hearing for 2 months in order to deal with this because he's been charged with attempted murder.
There you go.
He apparently, before this all happened, tried to stab one of his roommates to death while he was in transitional housing.
So what does that tell you? You have someone who is okay with at least trying to kill someone, who then attacks, I'll take the word celebrity out of it, attacks another human with a weapon on them. I mean,
I just
come
want to
on.
thank you for
This
setting me up for that wonderful segue to that moment as well. Thank you. That was beautiful. That was an alley oop for the ages. I'm dead ass.
Scotty Pippen over here. But no, honestly, this guy is a problem and he should be taken off the streets. It's that simple.
Okay, so that's the thing. Once I found out that like he had also been charged with because first I was just like, okay, whatever, man, let this guy go away, right? Obviously, people want him to be charged with felonies to make a example of what happens to people when you charge the stage, right? That's the celebrity stances that I've heard that have supported him. But it until I heard that he had tried to kill somebody else, I was really like, oh, whatever, man. He didn't even like he failed at everything that he tried to do. He brought the gun with the knife, didn't get to use that. He tried to tackle Dave Chappelle, that didn't happen. And then he tried to get away, and that didn't happen. So, and then he tried to make a stance for the LGBTQ community, and they said no. They
Yeah,
said,
nobody.
no.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody wants him. Nobody wants to be associated with him. Like, he's a loose cannon. You know what I mean? He doesn't have a home. He's a nomad. So these guys,
A gypsy, if you would.
they're recluses. So yeah, he needs to be put behind bars. They shouldn't grant him anything. You know, after you told me that little piece there where he tried to kill his roommate. Yeah, man, lock this guy up. Give him the max. Shoot.
That changes a lot.
That changes everything.
That changes yeah.
And to be honest,
I don't know if they're allowed to consider that though in Chappelle's case.
Probably not. But I
would just, if I was a lawyer, I'm saying it. Even if they don't take it into evidence. Look, if it can't be used, I'm still saying it out loud in court.
If I'm Chappelle, prior to that knowledge, I'm just like, oh, this was just some dumbass. He got his ass kicked, whatever. But if I'm Chappelle and I hear that, you know, he tried to murder someone and that's the same guy that came after me, I'm freaking out. I'm bumping up my security. I'm changing things now.
And that's when you say to yourself, okay, so did they find out about this attempted murder before, or they knew about it? They knew about it before the plea deal. I have to believe that they knew about it before offering this plea deal, because this is their job to know about the guy. That's their job to investigate.
Yeah, of course.
So they must have known, right?
Of course.
And that was on public record. So it's just like, once you hear that, how do you then decide that this guy is no longer dangerous? Let's not charge him with any felonies. Like, that's confusing to me. Like, this changes the game. And now that his lawyer and other celebrities like 50 Cent have come out and said, yo, this guy needs to be charged, like, seriously, he's dangerous. And his own brother has come out with statements saying that he has mental health issues. And his own lawyer says that he needs to get mental health treatments done.
Yeah, a lot of the times they play that to you know, they say, you know, no disrespect to anybody with mental health issues. That's a real thing. But a lot of the times, like, they'll play up that angle to avoid the.
That's true.
Yeah,
we knew they were going to do that, though. We said that for a long time. We knew they were going to play it up. But
look, at the end of the day, F this guy in the bum hole. Literally and figuratively.
I like how you censored one word and just let the other one loose. That was good.
Of course. But let's just lock this guy up, man. Throw the book at him. You know what I mean? Like, he's 100% not okay to be out and about without being supervised, for sure. Viewing public, what are your thoughts on this, man? Like, I don't even have a question for you, because I think if you say anything other than lock this man up, okay, attempted to murder someone already, attacked another human being with a weapon that could have done damage. I don't care if it was brandished or not. Yeah, if you say anything other than this guy needs to be behind bars, you have a problem. But I digress. Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Chappelle's Show Season 4 on the way.